Okay, here's the close-up. Here's the close-up of the 3-note pattern. Okay, hammer-ons and pull-offs, very, very important when you're doing blues, okay? Basically, I could play this. Nothing fancy, right? Just picking it straight. And remember, I'm in position 1, and I'm playing. Or I can pull off. Basically, pulling off means I strike the first note, and I pull off to get the second note. Strike the first note, pull off to get the second one. So let me show you. Does that make sense? Now what am I doing right at the end of that? Basically, well, I'll show you that in a second. Basically, pull-offs are just, I can go. Now, the hammer-on is just the opposite. Instead of going, I could go. So I'm just striking the first note, hammering on, and then striking the second note, hammering on. Remember, still in first position. So I'm going. Now, that's hammer-ons and pull-offs, and I'll show you what I'm doing at the end of each one of those on the next video. Okay, here's a close-up of the of the pull-offs. You see that? Okay, here's a close-up of the hammer-ons. I'm striking the first note, hammering on to the second. That's actually a pretty cool exercise. You can always go. Okay, hammer on all the way up and pull off all the way down. Okay, now let's talk about vibrato. Vibrato is simply shaking a note, basically. That's what it is. You're kind of rotating between two pitches rapidly, okay? But you're doing it just by shaking the string. Okay, the difference between a vibrato and a trill would be like this. Okay? So I'm going between two pitches rapidly. Okay, now a vibrato is basically a what I'm doing is I'm placing and there's all kinds of different ways to do this. I'm just showing you the way I do it. Take your thumb and you put it right in the back of the neck like this, okay? Then I'm taking my finger, and here's a tip for you. This is one of those insider secrets that I didn't even pick up until much later in my playing, and I did it from watching great players like Eric Johnson. If you watch the great players, Eric Johnson, Eric Clapton, those folks, you'll see that what they'll do is when they're doing a vibrato, they will use all their fingers to help them either bend the note or to make a vibrato. So here's what I mean. Instead of just, I could do this, right? I could use my pinky, but I don't want to pull these fingers off the fretboard. I want to keep them up here, and since they're not fretting anything, I'm going to use them to help me move the string. Okay, I can do the same thing with my third finger. Okay, or I can do it on this note. Now I'm going to show you the BB King, what I call the BB King shake. BB, if you see him, and he has a restaurant and pub or bar, or whatever you want to call it, here in Memphis. If you watch him play, he's got these massive hands, okay, and he will place his finger on the fret, and his fingers, it looks like they're like, he almost has them straight. I can't really do it like that. I kind of have to keep mine curved a little bit. But basically, if you notice the placement of my thumb, it's kind of at the top. Can you see that? It's kind of at the top of the neck. And then I'm using that first finger and I'm just moving my hand in this position back and forth. I call that the BB shake. So that's basically what vibrato is. Okay, now let's talk about bends. Bends, you'll notice, are very important in blues, and bends are really mimicking the human voice. They said that was the original intention. So if I was going to sing that, I'd be like, da, da, da. And you can just hear, a blues singer singing that. I went way down south. All right. So these bends become very emotive, and you can use them the way. Now let's talk about technique. How am I actually doing it? Well, remember, I'm using these three fingers to help me bend this note, and I'm striking the string. You can either strike the string and bend up to the note you're going to, like this, or you can bend the note and strike the string and descend to the note. Okay, here's the difference. See how I'm striking it? And I'm going to this note. Or I can start in that position, or I can do a combination of both. You hear that? And you can just, and the longer you get used to the sound of a full bend. I'm trying to hit this note, and I'm going from, I'm just bending it up. Now, of course, you can always do half bends, and let me give you an example of how you would do that. So if I wanted to go to this note, I could go. Okay, so I'm doing a half bend. I'm going from this note. Actually, I'm descending from here to here. So what I do is I take it and I bend it up.